Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Machine Learning with Bill. Today on April 6th. We're going to be looking at a few different markets today because things are whipsawing back and forth with the war, with the stock market down 250 some odd points, with the Bitcoin conference, with so many global macro things going on. I just kind of wanted to review everything today. So last night, the S&P 500 analytics decided to say to go short today. However, this looks to be like a temporary pullback because we can see this green prediction curve sticking out in front of price. So S&P 500 looks like a temporary pullback at this point, but we'll see what the machine learning says tomorrow. If we look at Bitcoin, we can see we're having a little pullback in Bitcoin today, and you can see the machine learning predicted this pullback as well. However, it's also saying the same thing, that the market is going to be heading back up after this temporary pullback. If we look at Ethereum, even though we're pulling back today, the machine learning is telling us that we're, still kind of bullish, sideways chop in Ethereum at least. If we look at some altcoins like Litecoin, for example, we can see that we are having a pullback here. But again, this is telling you that we're going to be heading up after this pullback. Let's look at NEO. NEO is pulling down. Machine learning is telling us to be short. So some of the altcoins are, definitely looking weak. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash also predicted to fall down. This red prediction curve telling us we're coming down, but the long-term prediction curve is telling us we're going to head up. I thought it would also be interesting to take a look at some of the long-term drivers or some of the drivers that machine learning is identifying. What is the most important thing to Bitcoin right now? Right now, that's the top 500 cryptocurrencies. Top 500 cryptocurrencies are the most predictive thing, followed by commitment of traders. Commitment of traders is responsible from 6 to 10% of the prediction. Other crypto assets, the top 500 coins, that's responsible for 86% of the prediction. You can see currencies, Glassnode, indices, and interest rates very, very low on the driver analysis front. One last thing I want to talk to you about today, and that is, how do we know that we can trust the machine learning? How do we know that we can trust what it's saying? Okay, well, there's a couple of ways. We can look at these dots. These dots are information ratio and Sharpe ratio. These are two metrics that we use to determine if the models are predictive or not. If the dots are in the top right-hand quadrant, that means they have a positive information ratio and a positive Sharpe ratio. That's number one. If they're not in the top right-hand quadrant, if they're down here, if they have negative information ratio and Sharpe ratios, they are filtered out. We do not use them. That's the number one way. Number two, we look at the equity curves here on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is represented by this pink line. If you would have done what the machine learning would have said every day, which is this number here, go short with 42% of your capital, you would have achieved this equity curve, which is the white one. So the S&P 500 analytics and machine learning models have done pretty well. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Pink line is Bitcoin. White line is the machine learning. If you would have started with $100 with Bitcoin, you would have been up 492%. If you would have paid attention to the machine learning, you'd be up 973%. Today, it's telling you to be long with very little bit of your capital. information ratio and Sharpe ratio on Bitcoin looks good. Ethereum, same deal. Again, bullish information ratio, Sharpe ratio looks good. We are beating the benchmark. Benchmark pink line, white line is what you would have achieved if you would have followed the models. Litecoin, same deal. Pink line is the benchmark, which is Litecoin. The white line is telling you that you would have made 350% if you just would have bought and held. Litecoin, you'd be up 167%. So that's quite a bit of difference. Information Sharpe ratio looks pretty good. It's difficult trading right now. There's no doubt about it. And we're being whipsawed back and forth, which is why it's important, I think, to have the best analytics that you can have. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to go over, what data is really in these models. What algorithms did the machine learning converge on? What are the settings? I'm going to show you everything, be 100% transparent in how we do this tomorrow's video. I hope that you enjoyed this quick little overview. Please remember that this is not financial advice. And thanks for being here, Machine Learning with Bill.